Hey guys, welcome back. This is the Bitcoin market review for October the 26th, 2022. And again, before we get into the price action, we look at the economic calendar. And we can see yesterday there were no high impact news events, only this medium impact news event at 10 a.m., the new home sales. And if we look at the charts, 10 a.m. we had to push higher. Quite a big candle, but let's drop into a lower time frame and see what the 10 a.m. candle did. And this is a 10 a.m. candle. You can see it had some impact, added a little bit of volatility into the market, or introduced volatility to the market. You can see it pushed higher, came back down a bit, and then eventually it started to continue the upwards move. So yeah, with this we can see medium impact news events can have impact on price, but usually it's not as severe as high impact news events. And yeah, so just want to touch on what price action did yesterday. So basically we just moved into a daily fair value gap. If we look at the daily chart right here, we can see there is quite a big fair value gap here. Let's use this. Boom, fair value gap. And yeah, we pushed into that yesterday. So the day before yesterday we came very close, and then yesterday we broke these highs and moved into the daily fair value gap right here. So that's pretty much what price action did yesterday. It pushed up into the fair value gap with the move higher, and then it started to consolidate. It started to go sideways. Like after this move up, it started to go sideways. So yeah, let's get right into the setups. I have to say there were not that many setups yesterday. I mean, as it went sideways in this sideways consolidation, there's not really a setup. So we have only setups in the up move. And the first one is again around 2 a.m. or between 2 and 3 a.m. It's on the 1 minute. And yeah, it's a very short setup, as you can imagine, on the 1 minute. So it doesn't take a lot of time to form. So right here we have a fair value gap. We pull out the fib tool from the low to the high. So we can see price starts to push higher, not yet breaking this high. So we kind of expect it to go towards this high as we have a shift in market structure, or actually we had a shift in market structure right here. This was actually the high-low sequence which broke market structure. So we have a low, a high, a low, and then a higher high and a higher low. So right here that's a reversal, and so we expect higher prices. Then we have the fair value gap, which is quite deep discount. Price then comes back down, touches the fair value gap. Zoom in so you can see it better. Here you can see it touches the fair value gap just slightly goes into it. And then it starts to move up higher, consolidates here a bit, drops down into a discount once more, and then eventually it pushes up, taking out this high, rebalancing some of these imbalances here, and taking out this high as well. And yeah, after this at like, what's that, 3 a.m. Yeah, like 3 a.m. that the up move really starts. You can see it accelerates upwards. And this was like the lowest setup for this up move, as there was not really a setup in here. Wasn't really a setup in here. So then price started to push higher during the morning, as we can see at like 4:30. Price really rallies higher. That's when it goes into the fair value gap the first time, I believe. Actually, let's draw out the fair value gap again so we can see it on the lower time frame as well. Okay, draw it out like this and drop back down. Yeah, we can see here price moves into the fair value gap the first time, goes sideways a bit, and then towards 9:30, towards the market open, it drops down repricing this imbalance right here, going into this down close candle, which is the order block. So if you really wanna do it, this is a setup right here with, now let's delete this, with quite a huge fair value gap in here and this order block right here. So yeah, price then comes back down into like the discount right here, repricing the whole imbalance right here, touching these down close candles, going into the order block, and then really shoots off after the 9:30 open. So yeah, but in this drop down we actually have a setup, and it's right in, actually we have two setups. First setup being over here. So after this initial move up, we have a drop which takes out this low right here. So that's a shift in market structure. We also can see we have a fair value gap right here. Now let's use the fib tool from the high to the low. We can see price moves up into a premium, reprices the fair value gap, touches the up close candle, which is the order block, then it moves down lower once more, taking out this low. And as I said, I mean, here price pretty much is consolidating. You can see it goes sideways a little bit, like it pushes above these highs once more, it pushes above the closes or the bodies of these candles once more, going into the wicks of these candles, and then it drops down further. And then we really have a downtrend, and this downtrend accelerates right here. And so we are pretty much like halfway into the fair value gap, a little bit further into this imbalance, and we expect price to reprice the whole imbalance. Like we're already halfway there, so we expect it to drop down further. So this is quite a nice setup here, as we have a fair value gap in a premium. Price comes back up, fully reprices the fair value gap, goes into this order block right here, but respects it quite nicely. It doesn't go too far into it. And then as we can see, towards the 9:30 market open, price drops down once more, fully repricing this imbalance, excuse me, and yeah, also touching this order block. And after the 9:30 open, you can see price really accelerates to the upside. And in this upwards acceleration of price, or the repricing higher, we actually have two setups on the 1 minute. And it's just, you know, with these setups you could have caught some of the up move. So right in here we have an uptrend, like price here breaks this high, and from this point onwards we are in an uptrend. And we can see price takes out this high, not yet taking out this high on this move up, and then it comes down once more. It retraces a bit, and this retracement is actually a setup. As we can see, we have this down close candle right here, and if price is really repricing higher, we don't want price to go through a down close candle, so we expect price to respect this down close candle. And as we can see, price drops back down into a discount, touches the down close candle. So the high of this down close candle is 20,546.95, so let's call it 20,547. And the low of this candle is 20,545.98, so call it 20,546. So it goes in by $1, touches the order block, and then it shoots off higher once more, taking out these highs over here and this high, and then it actually retraces another time. So that's where we have consecutive entries again. So after this push higher, where price left behind a fair value gap, so here we also have a fair value gap, very nice. Price then comes back down, reprices the imbalance, touches the down close candle, which is the order block. As you can see, the bodies of the candles respect the fair value gap, only the wick goes through, and then price really accelerates to the upside, taking out this high and these highs over here. So yeah, that was just two nice setups on the 1 minute, two setups next to each other, the first one being this one and the second one being this one prior to the acceleration of price to the upside. And yeah, that has been all the setups in the up move, and then there is actually one more setup, which is an after lunch setup. We can see price pushed higher, then it starts to consolidate here, and after this consolidation here it drops down during lunch, and at the end of lunch we actually have one setup, which it's not the best one, but I still want to show it to you as it's quite clean. And as we can see, price drops below this low into this fair value gap. Not here's the fair value gap. Actually, I'm gonna draw it out for you. So here, price drops into it, but only goes to pretty much the halfway point of the fair value gap. Then it comes back up here into this fair value gap, which was left behind. Reprices this fair value gap, touches the upper fair value gap right here, so the upper one. Actually, let's do it like this. So this is all the fair value gap, goes into the fair value gap, and then it drops back down, fully repricing this fair value gap right here. So that's one push lower, then actually comes back up into this fair value gap once again, and then it fully pushes through this fair value gap. So yeah, that has been all the setups for yesterday. As I said, not that many setups, only in the up move there were a couple of setups, and then in the sideways consolidation there hasn't been any good setups. So yeah, that has been all the setups for yesterday. I hope you found them insightful. If you did, leave a like. If you have any suggestions or ideas what you want to see on this channel, please let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, I hope you're well. I hope you have a nice day, and yeah, I hope we'll see you guys again. Bye.